The state bird, the state flower, the state flag. But what about the state cat? In this video, I'll dedicate some time to the 3 states in the United States that have confirmed state cats. I'll give you a bit of information about each state, and we'll talk about the cats and why they have been deemed so very important by each state. A little change of pace content coming at you today. Stay tuned. The first of the 3 states that I'll talk about today is the wonderful state of Maine. Granted statehood on March 15th, 1820, Maine became the 23rd state in the Union. The state capital is in the city of Augusta. And as for the state cat, well, this should be an easy one. Any guesses? Any guesses? I'll give you a couple of seconds. You ready? The Maine Coon, becoming the official feline of Maine in 1985. The Maine Coon, well, it's a perfect cat for Maine. Deemed as a native of the state of Maine, the Maine Coon, with respect to breed, was recognized as a breed for the first time in the state of Maine. Fairly large in size and stature, between 13 and 18 pounds on average, highly intelligent, and with that signature fluffy coat and tail, the Maine Coon is one of the most popular breeds in the world. Appearing before the public as early as the 1860s, the cat, the winning cat at a local fair, was deemed the Maine State Champion Coon Cat. Roughly 35 years later, this cat breed won again at a show in New York. Regarded at the time by the Cat Fanciers Association as the Maine Coon Cat, this breed has almost become bigger than the breed itself, leaving even non-cat lovers to at least be aware of the Maine Coon, in name, if nothing else. Moving on a little ways down the road to the wonderful state of Massachusetts. The capital city is Boston and is home to several historic professional sports teams, including the famed Boston Celtics of the NBA and the Boston Red Sox of Major League Baseball. Massachusetts became the 6th state in the Union way back on February 6, 1788. If you were around in 1788, please share your story in the comments below. The official cat of Massachusetts, the tabby cat. And while tabby is not a breed, the striped coat pattern is the name of the game here. Hallmarked with a distinct M marking on the forehead, the origin of the M is a bit of a mystery. Some suggest that it stands for Mao, the Egyptian word for cat, while others have suggested the M stands for Muhammad, or the Virgin Mary. With respect to the fur patterns, tabbies are often grouped into the following categories. Classic, often noted by the swirls that can look like a circle or a target on the sides of a cat. The mackerel tabby, with signature rings around the legs and the tail, the banded stripes covering the rest of the body. The spotted tabby, complete with spots rather than bands of stripes. These spots often range in size and can sometimes look like broken lines. The next category is often referred to as the patch tabby or patches. These cats have patches of gray, brown, red, or orange. Do you have a pair of tortoise-shell colored frame glasses, perhaps? Well, that's the look of the patch tabby. And finally, we have the ticked tabby. These cats lack stripes and they lack spots. The Abyssinian would be an example of a ticked tabby. Only faint shades of dark and light, transitioning shades, and the signature M on the head give this tabby away. As for the backstory on the selection of the tabby as the state cat of Massachusetts, there's not a lengthy one, but there is a good one. School children requested that the tabby receive the honor of being the state cat, and that honor was granted in 1988. Why the kids wanted the tabby? Your guess is as good as mine, but as of today, Massachusetts is only one of 3 states with a state cat. Any school children from Massachusetts from back in the mid to late 80s? Does anyone remember this push for a state cat? Hey, if you're from the area, and especially if you lived there back in the 80s, let me know the story. I'm sure it was, at the very least, on the local news back then. And our 3rd state, that would be Maryland. All 3 states start with the letter M and are respectably close to each other. Is there anything to that? I don't know. Joining the Union on April 28, 1788, Maryland became the 7th state. The capital of Maryland is Annapolis, and the state cat is the calico. Named the official feline on October 1st, 2001, The calico was chosen due to its color markings that hold a special place within the state of Maryland itself. The Baltimore oriole, the state bird, the checker-spot butterfly, the state insect, and the Maryland state flag, complete with white, black, red, yellow. The calico is loosely meant to represent the color palette for the state of Maryland, at least to some degree. Just like the tabby cat, the calico is not a breed. Calico is more of a fur coat color that can be shared by several breeds. The look of the calico is the hallmark, tricolored fur or three-layered coat. These cats have at least 3 colors, and the most common are some shades of black, orange, and white. So, in closing and summary, what are your thoughts about the state cats that I mentioned? Do you think it's a cool idea to have a state cat, or are you totally indifferent? Maine Coon, tabby, and the calico. It's pretty strong selections if you ask me. My question to you is this, to anyone watching even years from now, years from the publication date of this video. If you have a Maine Coon and you reside in Maine, drop me a line in the comment section below. I'm not even sure why I care, but I think I do. It's just cool. How about that? To live in a state that has a state cat and be the owner of the state cat, that's all right in my book. That's right up my alley. A bit of a different video today, but I hope everyone had a bit of fun. And oh yeah, one more question for the road. If you were to select a cat for your state cat, what would you choose? Good question. If you enjoyed today's content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love for you to be a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. We've turned over a new leaf here at Senior Cat Wellness and here on the YouTube channel. If you've been around for quite a while, you've probably noticed that we have indeed returned to our roots, more detailed and more long-form content. I do hope you like the return to our former and formal, easy for me to say, former and formal style. How about that? And if you're new here, welcome, welcome. I do hope Senior Cat Wellness is indeed what you are looking for. Thank you very much. And until next time, thanks always to you, all of you, for watching, and I will talk to you later.